everyone, Amanda here. As you know, on Wednesdays we make cards. So this is this week's. It's going to be a bit glary because I've used a lot of rose gold foil card. So what we have here is a 3D pop-up card that folds completely flat. Okay, I've designed it so it would go in a standard envelope, or well, it would be large letter in the UK, or you can make yourself a beautiful display box. It's up to you. So here we go. If I just move it out of the glare, so it's made like a handbag. So we've got like a bag design front and back with some lovely rounded handles. It has a pocket on the front that's been lined with tissue like a gift bag. Lovely sentiment, some punched butterflies, and then some die cut elements. Now traditionally when you do this kind of like a box card, you have to have all folding strips and everything like that to hold your die cuts. Not necessary with this tutorial. As you can see, there's no folding strips. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it without that. Alright, so it's a lovely, lovely, lovely little project. You can add your sentiment as a little card inside the pocket part, or you could stamp it out and add it to the back. I think it'd make a lovely table decoration as well, if you could be bothered to make a million of them. But there you go. So I'm going to show you how it's made. Stay tuned. And I have not used anything specific, just use what you have. Let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to need to make this card is one strip of cardstock which measures 12 inches by 4. You're going to need another piece that measures 6 by 3, and then you're going to need a piece that measures 1 by 4. Okay, so let's start scoring. Oh, you're also going to need either some scrap cardstock or paper to make the handles. So the handles, I'll do that first because there's no scoring. So what I did to make my handles, I used a 1.5 inch circle punch, and I punched a hole first. If you don't have these, you can use a compass, you can draw around something, you can make handles in a different way. You don't have to have what I have. So 1.5 first and then 2, and go over it and centralise it, okay, so that you've got a sturdy handle. And you're going to need 4 of those, 2 for the front and 2 for the back of the card. Okay, so that's how I made those. I've already prepped mine to save time. Save the circles that you punch out because you can use that to make your sentiment. I have pre-done mine. It's here somewhere. Where is it? Quickly, there we go. So I used rose gold card, and then I've stamped a basic sentiment and I've layered it on, so save that bit. Don't waste. So let's start with the scoring. So I'll start with the really easy bit first, which is this 1 by 4 inch strip, and all you're going to do with that is score it down the middle at 1/2 inch. This is a joining strip. Okay, fold that in half. Okay, and set it to one side. Okay, so the longest piece you're going to score at, on the long side, 1 inch, 2 inch, 6, 7 and 8. So I'll just repeat that. So 1, 2, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, let's move that away. So now for your 6 by 3 piece, you want to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 4.5, 5 and 5.5. Okay, so basically at each end you've got 3 1/2 inch score marks. So 1/2, 1, 1.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5. Okay, so on here you want to fold them Mountain Valley, so downwards upwards and downwards again. So you've got that, okay, because this will attach to the card, okay. So fold down, back and down, so you've got that, okay. Perfect. Set that to one side. Now this longer piece here, we can put our scoreboard away. You want to fold, so on one side you've got a large square and on the left hand side you've got 2 score marks. So on those score marks, fold one up and then fold the other one back, okay. And then when you get to here, fold that back, fold that one up and fold that one back. So you'll have this. Okay. Okay. Depends which way around you want it. Now this bit here, we're going to make a joining strip. Just simply because our cardstock is only 12 inches long, unless you've got longer cardstock. So we've cut this small strip here, and that's going to attach to the side without the back. Okay, attach to there, and it's going to attach to there. Can you see? So that then you've got a full completed shape. So you put glue on here, glue on here, attach it with the fold outwards, attach it to the edge of there, glue everywhere now, I'll get that off in a minute, and then attach it to the other side. Okay, hold that while it dries. You could use tape for that, but if you're worried that you might not get it perfect, I want mine to be perfect because I'm going to send it to somebody. Line that up, make sure those are lined up nicely and that your work's neat. I think you need a bit more precision with some cards than others. Okay, just making sure that's all lined up nicely, and I'm happy with it, and I am. So then that completes your shape, okay. Very, very simple, very easy, okay, and it will just fold flat. So now what you want to do is you want to cut your paper layers. So for the front and the back, these need to measure, what are they, 4x4? Can't remember. Blinked and forgotten. 4x4. So I've cut them exactly to 4x4. Now I'm going to trim them because I do want an increment. I like 1/8 of an inch increment, but I'm not going to do it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my 4x4 card there, my paper, sorry, over my card, and I'm going to layer it over there as well on the back and line them up. And whilst I've got a full sandwich of the card and the paper layer, I'm going to use my 1.5 inch punch. I'm going to put my sandwich through there, hopefully it'll punch it all out, and I'm going to centralise it. Okay, if you use 1.5 inch, then it shouldn't go onto your foldy bits there, okay. And I'm just going about 1/4 of the punch depth down, so not half, just about 1/4, and I'm going to punch that, okay. Now if you don't have a good strong punch, do it the front layer and then the back layer, but have the paper lined up exactly the same and punch it at the same time. Just means that then when you come to layer, it will all line up nicely and it will all be the same. Jump there, my phone went. So then all of that will all line up nicely, okay. I've not done a side increment because I just want it to look like a bag. You can always trim it if you so desire. So then at this stage you want to layer your paper, okay, front and back. Do you? Yes. you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I was thinking, do we need to put the handle underneath that paper layer? But no, we want it over the top so we can see it, so it looks pretty. Okay, front and back. Oops-a-daisy. Now, I often get comments about how some of the structural cards won't fit in your standard envelope, you know, so it costs more to mail, etc. Well, maybe save these kind of cards for somebody that you're going to hand deliver to if you're worried about the cost in the mail. You can always make small boxes. Yes, there will be more to mail, but it will be a super special card. And they do fold quite thin, okay? So then I've got my handles. So like I said earlier, we do 4 of them, and we're going to glue them back to back over where we've trimmed. One on the front and then glue one straight to the back. And if you've got any like small errors in your punching or anything like that, it will hide it. That's the good thing about this. So I'm going to put glue all the way around my circle. Okay, all the way around just one circle to start with, and I'm going to layer it where I want it, and I'm going to layer it over so that I can't see any of that card behind. Okay, so just use glue and just adjust it so that it looks kind of flawless like that. Okay, then get the second one. You're only going to need glue on the bottom here because you can use the glue that's on the other bit. Okay, and layer that over at the back side. Hopefully you can see. And layer that over, so you're doubling up on that handle essentially. It's going to make it more sturdy, and it's just going to look really pretty and really finished. Okay. Make sure they're lined up nicely. And then do the same at the back. Okey-dokey. And you kind of would, it'd be nicer if they were lined up, you know, so that they were close to each other. But if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter, because when it's stood up 3D, you're not going to notice. Okay. Same process. You don't want to see any of that cardstock showing through the handle there. Okay, glue at the bottom. Okay, so I've tried to make it so it's going to be 4 wide, and I'm going to try not to go over the size of an envelope on the height. Okay, so it will fit in a, it would fit in a standard envelope. It just might be, if you're in the UK, it would be classed as a large letter because of the thickness, because you only get, I think, is it 2 centimetres thickness for, not even that, I think it's up to 2 centimetres for a large letter, so it wouldn't go as a standard letter, but it would go as a large letter. Or like I say, make a beautiful box and hand deliver it. Because these kind of cards are the kind of cards that people keep. Well, I keep any handmade card that people send me, I keep. I love them. Okay, so just line it up, wiggle it about, use glue, and so you can't see any of the corresponding handle at the other side. Choose which side you like the best, which is your front and which is your back. Okay, for the next steps, I'm going to have that as my front. So we're going to put a little pocket on it. So here's our pocket that we made. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to line it with paper, and I've cut my paper to 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, so that I've just got a small increment so that then the pocket will stand out against the bag. Okay, so here we've not had an increment and here we do. Okay, so that is 3 by 3. I'm going to layer that on now. Save me faffing about when it's glued onto the card. Okay, and then all we're going to do is, where these bits fold in, we're going to glue the back of the flap there. Now there's no bottom to this pocket, and that's so that it will fold flat. If you're going to make a box, you could put a bottom on the pocket, you could put a bottom on the bag, but I've made it so that it folds flat. Okay, so it's a fake pocket. So anything you put in it will need to be glued to the back of our little bag. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay. Okay, so then you've got this. So you've got a lovely little bag with a little pocket. Could maybe have done with being a bit shorter, but we'll see how we go. And then you've got your sentiment, which you can add to the front or to the side. We'll do that in a minute. Now what I've done is I have cut some die cuts. You can use die cuts, you could leave it as it is. You can punch some flowers. They just need to be fairly flat, whatever they are, because you're going to fold it flat. My die cuts are all tangled. And what I've done is, never mind, it don't matter. I've cut myself some pieces of acetate, okay? Because it's clear, then it won't show. And all you need to do is stick them a couple to the back, okay? You don't need any joining strips like you do with, you know, tuxedo cards or box pop-up cards. It's not necessary, just glue them to the back or to the front. So no strips necessary. So what you want to do is just arrange how you want your decoration. So I've got these die cuts, for example. I'll attach them to my acetate pieces and I'll arrange them as so. Now I might just speed this bit up, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use very thin red line tape to attach my acetate to the front or back of the box. It's just quicker than glue. Okay, so I'll leave this process in, but I'll fast forward it. Okay, so I've arranged my pieces. Now what you need to bear in mind is if you're going to stick 2 to the back and 2 to the front, then the ones on the back you put the red line tape on the back of the acetate and the die cut on the front, and vice versa. Just think where you want your tape to be. So I'm going to remove my red line tape now. Mine might not be fully dry, and I'm just going to start and arrange them. I'm not bearing in mind for the video the height of this card, because I don't care, I'll just make a box. But if you're going to put it in the mail, keep your ruler to one side and just have a measure before you commit and see how tall that's going to be. So for example, that's going to be about 7. So if you wanted to mail it, you need to bring it down to there, and you need your decoration to be lower down. Okay, I don't care, because I'll just make a box to fit it in. Or I'll make my own envelope. But not everybody can do that, so just bear that in mind, okay? Right, so I'm having 1 to one side, 1 to the other, and 1 up the middle. It's as simple as that. And I'm afraid I'm quite a symmetrically minded person, so I will have to do it quite symmetrical so that they match. You don't have to. There's no law to say it has to be symmetrical, but it's just an Amanda law for Amanda's projects. Okay, so you can see how we're starting to build up now, and you can put as little or as much as you like in. Right, so my stick is on the front here now. So it's just arranging them how you like the look of them, okay? And because you don't need any strips folding to put them on, you're just using the acetate, it's much easier, and that will all fold flat like that. Okay, it will all just fold flat, can you see? And then you can go about adding more decoration if you like. So I have cut out these little butterflies. I might actually, you could add acetate to the fold there as well, so you can have it coming this way, because as long as you remember that it needs to fold flat. Okay, so you could cut a heap of die cuts and make that really pretty. In fact, I'm wondering whether I should just do 2 more there. I might do it after the video. Then I've just used a very old Stampin' Up butterfly punch and stamps. Just use what you've got and you can dot extra butterflies round and about. I'm just going to actually ink mine because I don't like white edges on stuff. And I also just nip it in the middle and then just curl the wings just for a little bit of dimension, but it doesn't matter. If you don't want butterflies, you can use flowers. You could use whatever you want, okay? Anything you want. Just foliage, leaves, absolutely anything. Okay, so where am I going to stick these now? So as for writing the message, what you can do is just write a little message and stick it on the back, okay? You can tuck it in the pocket. There's loads of things you can do. What am I doing here now? Don't know where I want these. Don't even know if I like them anymore. I'm just going to stick one there. I'm going to get my sentiment and I'm going to add my sentiment, and then I know what other space I've got. Okay. Get off. Okay. I'm just using tape for quickness. And the most bluntest scissors in the entire world. You could ride to London bare-bottomed on those scissors. That's how blunt they are. So this here, I think I'm going to have it central. But you could have it there or you could have it there. And then have a flurry of butterflies. In fact, I think I might do that. I'm going to put it there, and then my butterflies I'll put in like a flurry going upwards. I think that will look pretty. One there. And one there. And I think we'll have one at the bottom, just here. Yeah. So you don't need any special, you don't have to have any speciality dies for this. These you can all just make, you could make your own flowers. All you've got to do is pop them on some acetate, okay? You don't have to have, I've just used what I've got. So have a look in your Crafty Hoard, see if you've got any dies that you've not used in ages. If not, have a look at your punches. If not, make them yourself. Okay, you don't have to have heaps of things. I'm not promoting dies or punches. These are just what I've got in my collection that I've had for donkey's years. Now another idea that I did have, I am going to go away after the video before you see the thumbnail and add another 2 to the side to fill it out more. But another idea I had was in the little pocket there, you could get some tissue, okay, and you could gather it up and you could stick it in so that it looks like a cute gift bag. It will still fold flat. Okay, if you're going to do that, you might want to just gently glue them in. I might change my mind. I might decide it looks rubbish. It was just an idea I had. You know, to just make it look like it's a gift bag. I'm going to put a dab of glue on there. And a dab of glue on there. Okay. Just make sure that your tissue paper, that you're using thick card and you don't use a lot of glue, because some tissue paper will leach the colour out of. That's not very grammatically correct, but you know what I mean. The colour will seep out of it if it's wet. Okay, so I'm just crumpling it up. Couple of dabs of glue to keep it all in place, a little dab of glue at the back to just attach it to the back of the pocket so it doesn't fall out. Okay, and this is where you just get creative and you just have fun. Okay, so that it looks like a little, and then if you just press that flat and hold it, Okay, then it looks like, oh, my butterfly's fallen off. Just a minute, we've got a casualty. Stick it back on there. Okay, so there you go. I think that's super fun and super easy. It looks like a little gift bag full of tissue paper. Okay, and like I say, you can add your sentiment to the back. Oh, I've got some tape on there that I don't want on there. Get off. Oh, it's ripped my card now. So you could just either make another small pocket or do your sentiment, cut it out and stick it on the back. Okay, I'm going to leave mine blank because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put on mine yet. But there you go. And that will all fold nice and flat for posting. And it will stand up lovely and sturdy. So there you go. Hope that you like that. I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for watching. If you do decide to try the card, make sure you put @Scrimpingmommy in your Instagram or Facebook posts, or even on TikTok, and then I will see them and I can give you a big red heart and tell you how fantastic you are. Thanks for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.